Hi folks, my name is Lori, and welcome to my life. I'm going to be doing a short series of vlogs about my personal experiences, politics, a little bit of everything. I'm a very random person, so at any given moment I could be talking about some sort of political stance, and I'll see something shiny, and I'll want to talk about shopping. But today, I want to talk about something I'm not supposed to talk about. Uh, that's right, you guessed it. I want to talk about the military's don't ask, don't tell policy. In case you couldn't tell by the hair, I am a big flaming lesbian. I'm also a veteran of the United States Army, so I think that I've got a certain standpoint here that not everybody is able to see from. Now, when I was in the Army, I spent my time trying to be the best possible soldier I could possibly be. I was soldier of the quarter twice, both for brigade and for battalion. I was runner-up for my brigade soldier of the year, and I was deployed to Saudi Arabia, where I served proudly. And when I came back, the injuries that I had had from my time in the service became too much, and I was medically discharged, and still proud to have served in my beloved Army. I will still, to this day, and always call it my beloved Army. Now, the only thing is that when I was in the Army, I was told that my personal life was not something that I had the option of discussing. Now, I honestly believe that if they're going to tell homosexual soldiers that they can't talk about their personal life, then that should apply to heterosexual soldiers as well. I was a mechanic in the military. I was a wheeled vehicle mechanic, which meant I worked with a lot of guys. Now, guys in general tend to talk about sex on a regular basis. If they're not talking about sex, they're talking about what's sexy or what's hot or what they'd like to do in the act of sex. Like I said, I worked with a lot of guys, so I got to hear about the personal escapades of these guys on a regular basis. They were all heterosexuals, so far as I know anyway. A couple of them were a little on the squishy side, but anyways, if I wasn't allowed to talk about my own personal life, my own orientation or what have you, then I don't think that heterosexual soldiers should be able to do it either. There are rules, there is UCMJ that covers the fact that they should not be discussing these sort of things while on the job or even in front of females in the first place. But it's not just the males that are doing it. I remember when I was in basic training and there were other females there that were talking about their guys and the size of their manhood. And all I wanted to do was vomit. Um, the funny part about all this is that most homophobes will say, well, I don't want a homosexual serving with me openly because I'm afraid that they may want to try to convert me. Newsflash, we don't want you. If I want you, I'll first find out what your orientation is. If you're not of the same orientation, I'm going to leave you alone. I don't set myself up for failure. I don't crave that type of rejection. Most people don't. I've had people tell me that they don't want homosexuals in the military because they're afraid that when they take their community showers, that the homosexuals will be scoping them out. Dude, when I was in basic training and AIT, the only times where we had community showers, the only thing I was worried about was washing my own ass. I didn't care about what other bodies were around me. I just wanted to get my 2 minutes in the shower like everybody else. You know, we don't walk around as homosexuals looking to see what we can put our hoo-hoos into or anything else like that. And as a lesbian, I certainly do not want to be around any female who stinks as bad as all females do during basic training, no matter how well they scrub. Folks, homosexuals in the military is not the problem. The problem in the military is the closed-minded attitude of the upper echelon chain of command. We have a lot of people who were serving proudly, serving distinctly. We have a lot of Arabic translators, American Arabic translators, that no longer serve for the United States Army, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, whatever. They don't serve anymore because they don't want to be pushed into that proverbial closet. If they're not being involuntarily separated from the military, they're not re-enlisting because it is too much pressure, too much of a stress to think that one day when they go for their next promotion, there might be an investigation into their personal life and they might be found out. Now, the whole don't ask, don't tell policy states that if you don't tell anybody, we shouldn't be asking. Well, folks, the witch hunts still happen, and I know they still happen because I've seen it. Simple fact is this: there are countries all over the world that allow homosexuals to serve openly in their military, and their entire infrastructure did not fall apart. It did not damage the morale of the company. The simple fact is they said the same thing about African Americans being able to serve in the military, that it would destroy unit cohesion. I call bullshit. In recap here, all I have to say is this: if you don't want homosexuals to discuss their sexual orientation, then heterosexuals shouldn't be allowed to either. Um, just the way my mind works, I could be wrong, you never know. But I'm sure I'll talk more about it at another time. But I want to thank you for stopping by and enjoying a little piece of my life.